Hey guys, this is Katie Beth again, and this is the second video in my series of Gimp tutorials. So last video we covered downloading, installing Gimp, and the basic tools that are found over here in your toolbox. Today we will be covering editing, doing some basics edits on a photo. This is a photo we will be using. You should recognize this photo from last time. And we're going to be doing some skin smoothing, some under the eyes, fixing of dark lights, and teeth whitening. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to click on your zoom tool, which is right here, and we're going to zoom in where this face right here is the main thing that we can see. Now the free select tool, we're going to select that and quickly go around the skin, all the visible skin here. This does not have to be very exact. You don't have to spend 10 minutes trying to get every edge. It's just a generalized click. Now, since we don't want to affect the eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth, or chin area, we're going to hit the Control key on our free select when we click our first free select, and this will allow us to go around each of the eyes and eyebrows and nose section here, and mouth, and any other parts that you would want to exclude them from our selection, because we don't want to mess with those right now. Let's see here. What all you exclude is really up to you. The parts that I would suggest are definitely the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and this meaty part around here of the chin, where the shadow tells you where your chin ends. The laugh lines are completely up to you, whether you want to select them or deselect them. I personally think they add character to the photos, and so I usually deselect them, but you can keep them if you want. Okay, now we need to add this as a new layer. This is actually a very simple process. All you have to do is hit Control C, which copies the image, and then Control V, which pastes it. And as you can see right over here, you've got another layer here. Now this is just a paste section, and to make it an actual layer, you need to click it and drag it down to what looks like a little white sheet of paper here at the bottom. And this will make it a second layer. Now as you see, there are little eyes right here. This tells you what you are seeing, which layers you are seeing. Here's a layer right here, and here's our layer right here. If we just want to see this layer, then all we have to do is deselect that one. Okay, so this is going to look a little weird right now, as you can see. But this is going to help us with our editing, because that way we can just see the parts we're working with. Now to fix these dark under eye shadows that you see right here, we're going to need to select the entire face. Now the easiest way to do this is click over here on your Select by Color tool and select this checkered part, which is our transparency part. And then you're going to go up into Select and then click on Invert. Now see, this is going to select all the skin right here. Now we're going to go into our Color Select tool and just click around here until you find a color that you really like. Like I'm thinking that I like this one right here. Now you're going to go over to Paintbrush, and you see the opacity bar right here. We're going to highlight the numbers and put in a 25 and hit enter. Now this is going to knock our opacity down to 25, so only 25% of this will be covered. It will help with shadowing and not taking away too much of the image and making it look fake. Now your size is edited right here, Right now I've got a good size, but you may need to make it smaller or larger depending on the image you're going to use. What you're going to do is you're going to click right here on the edge of the eye and drag it underneath. And drag your paintbrush underneath while holding your mouse down. Just go over it a couple of times. Like, usually 2 or 3 times will do it. Then on the last time, you're going to want to take this color right here and go over the entire face. This helps smooth out the coloring without hiding too much stuff, without hiding too much of the detail. And you can always scroll up with your mouse wheel while you're doing this. Now we're going to go over under the other eye and go 2 more times on that. Now you can touch up any other dark places that you're seeing. Some of the places need to be dark, such as this right here. Now if you accidentally mess up, all you have to do is hit Control-Z and that will remove what you had just done. I also like to add some blush color in this part, though you can wait till a later part, and I will tell you when that is possibility to do if you choose not to do it here. So we go with a 25 opacity, and for this right here, our brush really isn't big enough. So we're going to bump it up until at the most narrowest part between the eyes and what you have deselected for the nose, your edges of your circle fit both. Then you're just going to drag this right here, like this. Now this is going to look a little bright, but that's okay because it will go down a little bit in just a minute. Now we're going to go up to Select and click on None. Now we're going to use one of our filters here. The filter that we're going to use is called a Gaussian Blur. You can find it by clicking on Filters, Blur, and then clicking on your Gaussian Blur. A Gaussian Blur blurs the entire image and the edges, which allows which allows it to look the most natural. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go in here and just look at the image right here and see which one. See until you cannot see the edges. As you can see right here, the edges are almost not there. And this is good. So this took 25, but it may take more or less depending on your image. Now you're going to click OK, and this is going to blur this. Now we're going to go back to this other image here and click on this square to bring the eye back. Now as you can see, this has very much smoothed out our face and the darkness underneath the eyes so that it looks smoother. And now we're going to zoom out right here. As you can see that the image looks much smoother here without looking fake. This allows you to smooth out skin. Now this particular process is not the same as what is used for wrinkles. This is supposed to be for younger people's skin that just needs a little smoothing. Now as we can see, since her skin is all smooth and she looks so perfect right now, you can really see the yellow in this teeth. So we're going to zoom in pretty close and hit the free select and basically just do a quick random select around the most of her teeth. It does not have to be absolutely perfect. It just has to be at least decently close. Now we're going to go into colors here and click on Hue Saturation. Now this will allow us, as you can see right here, this will allow us to mess with the colors. And what we're going to do is we're going to just bump up the lightness in this photo just a few notches, and then go into Select None. and zoom out and check this. As you can see, her teeth are now not quite as yellow. You don't want to go too white, because if you go too white, then the teeth will look fake. Now we're going to do eye color. If you are interested in photo editing, I'm sure that you have noticed that eye color is one of those things that does not photograph very well, especially colors such as blue or a light green or even a light brown. So whenever you go over to the eyes, you're going to take your circle select here and select this entire eye. Then you hit the control button and take out a little section for the pupil. If the eyes are dark brown, then your pupil is not going to show up very well. And in that case, you can just estimate where it would be by putting it in around the center. Now we're going to click on our free select, hit the control key, and draw around the outside of the eye here. And this will remove the part that is not actually part of your eye. So now you can see that. Then we're going to go over here and do this other one real fast. Same process. Make sure you click on your shift key when you're doing the second circle, because otherwise it will deselect the first one. Now, as you can see here, both of our eyes are selected, and the process that I like to use in here is under colors, and it's called Colorize. If the eyes are very dark, it may be a good idea to bump up your lightness really high so that you can see what color you're actually working with. So in dark eyes, it is sometimes very hard to tell. So here, this is the brown that we're going to choose, and then we're going to zoom out on this lightness. And just mess with this right here, your saturation and your lightness, once you pick the color that you like, until you find the color that you want. Now, if you're doing very dark eyes, it may be a good idea to go into Select, hit on Invert, grab into your paintbrush, get a solid black color. You do this by clicking right here on your color thing, and then just quickly snapping here into solid black. Then you're going to have to shrink your size for this. Probably around a 5. And just go over this pupil area a couple of times. It's not necessary, but if you have messed with dark eyes, it may be a good idea. Now we're going to click Select None and zoom out and see how it looks. See, now you can actually see some color in her eyes. And this is some of the basic photo editing that you can use on a younger face. Now, to be able to save this, you're going to go into Layer, New from Visible. This will bring you another layer right here that does not involve any of these other layers, so you can go ahead and delete them by dragging them onto the trash can. Now, if you need to save this as, say, a JPEG file, you're going to go into File and hit on Export. Now you can click down here and select File Type by extension, and you will see all the different extensions here that you can save to. The most common one for pictures is going to be JPEG. So you're going to go over here and type in whatever you want to name your photo, .jpg. And this will let you save it as whatever, .jpeg. Now you're going to click on Export here. As you can see on this part right here, I have chosen to replace the original file with my edit. You can do this by clicking on Replace here. If you don't wish to do this, you can click on cancel and go back in and name it something else. If you wish to save the original and the edit, try the original name _edit or the original name plus a number. Any of these things are helpful for saving both. Once you do this, you're going to have this little box right here that I'm moving around pop up. Now whenever you have this, all you have to do is click on export. And this will export your image to your files. Now whenever you're exiting out of GIMP, it says save changes to the image untitled before closing. Now you don't have to worry about doing this. It doesn't recognize export images as being saved in GIMP, so you can go ahead and close without saving and not have to worry about losing your image. As you can see, I'm going to go over here into my files, pictures, and here is my edited image even though I closed without saving. Okay, that's the end of this video. Just proceed on to video 3. If you have any more things to our next video, we will be covering background replacement. Thank you very much.